welcome back to Oakley Hour, and we are continuing our build on day 11 now of our time old alley. It's coming together, so I'm really happy with how it's looking. We're going to be doing some walls today, so I'm very excited and finishing off the building, which is going to be on this side. This is what we did yesterday. We got a lot of the small parts done. The shovel's not here, it needed more glue this morning. And I forgot to say how I ended up, how I ended up doing the wheel. I actually put the metal spokes or the wire on the greaseproof paper, got them all stuck together, let that dry before I put the wheel on top. When I did peel off the wheel, some of the paper has stuck on the back, so eventually I will just peel all that off. So let's get a move on to these walls, and I'm pretty excited to get this done. I think this building's going to be a lot quicker for us, which is great news. Right, so there is a lot of putting paper on wood, which I'm not going to bore you with. Generally, if you've seen me do this before, you know how I'm going to do this. So some of it needs leftover pieces, like this one will have certain parts left over, just not all of it, just a part of it. So you're going to see it looking a little different to others. Others will definitely have sides over like these, but I'm going to line it up so I can cut everything out. This again will go down the sides, which I probably will get down the sides because there's no reason not to for those. But a lot of these will have edges afterwards, and that's to hide the edges, which is going next to it, which is pretty cool. And this one's going to be wrapped around, so that'll be cool, but I will go through it all. This one also has a little frame that I'm gonna put in, and the paper, but I'll do that afterwards, so I will show you that a bit later actually, and put that to one side. Let's not confuse things. All right, let me get this done, and then I'll go through each one as I've done it. I'm going to use beacon for it. I can show you what I'm going to do. I grabbed a pot as well. Don't even ask me. Oh, I have no paper down. It should be okay. So for this, because I cut them in afterwards because I find it a little bit easier, just a little bit of beacon, if it can behave, because it's a new bottle. You're not even seeing what I am doing. Let's move things out of the way. There we go. There's a lot on my board right now. So there's quite a lot of wood pieces that we're going to do, which is why this building ends up being so quick. Because of all the pieces. So let's put that one on, and then I will just get and do the others. So I line it up roughly. I cut out like an area and I'll hold it up, and I happen to have a window next to me. I'll hold it up to the light to make sure it is covering everywhere. This one you're going to want to make sure is dry because that's a very thin piece there, and it will rip it. I have put a new blade in my scalpel, so we should be good. And this needs to go, I can see right at the start, it needs to go closer to the edge that way. Right, let me have a quick look where we are, make sure that's lined up, and that's fine. So that's going to go for drying now. I'm going to get the rest done and I will come back and show you. I forgot to say, also you want to rub it down, so I've just glued this. So this one is different to the others because we want to make sure that we have edges over, which are here. There's a very faint line and over here, because those are going to have sides on it. So I'm just going to line this up and cut it, and then I'm going to spread it with my spreader. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to start off with the order that they suggest you do things. So I'm going to just cut down here. Like I said, it is a new blade, so we should be rocking and rolling. It hasn't had that long to dry, but hopefully long enough. Don't be tearing on me. What you don't want is it to tear. They will be wanting you to use this piece really early on, and we won't be doing that. So at the moment I'm sticking exactly as it is to the book, but like I say, there will be a change. See if we can get that off. Let's start down the bottom there, and this, if the glue goes over, sometimes it's just a bit more difficult to cut in those areas. There's just a tiny bit there. seen something. It's probably a cat. Let me poke this out. I'll be back and let her stop her barking. Okay, she has settled. So next we are going to put this frame in. They do tell you to do this part. I'm just going to use a bit of wood glue. It's got a mark on that. Let me use that towards the back. Oh, wood glue's not overly clean either, evidently. Let's try that again. This is just the door frame, and we're going to want that to sit a moment. So they get you to actually use this piece really early on, but it doesn't feel that logical to me to do it that way. Okay, and just fit that in there and clean that up. I need to buy some more of those little purple things that I had to take off excess. There we go. Push that to each side maybe. Okay, and that can go over here to sit. Right, these ones we are not cutting in so we're going to cut in this side, but we're going to leave the bottom bit. So just checking what I did then. So again, just cut them through. Hopefully a nice sharp scalpel will make this a lot easier. So this is the next one that I have to cut out. It's not particularly on well, is it? Got a little bit of excess there. If it's going to matter, then I'll use a marker just to go over it. We will see if it matters. And have a little bit left over like that. And that's the same with these ones as well. Helps if I get into the corner there. Go on, you can do it. You can get in the corners. And again that has a little bit of white showing. We will see if it matters, but it does have, well, I haven't even cut it. That doesn't help, does it? Okay. Well, it still has a little bit of white showing, actually both sides, so alright, not a big deal. It's only a big deal if we make it a big deal. And the same with this one, to have a little bit left over. And if needed, like I say, I'll get a grey marker to it. We'll see if it's going to matter. Now after this cutting out, they get you to do some other bits and pieces, but we are going to move straight on with cutting other pieces out. So we're going to be using, not this piece early on, the next piece. So I'm just going to cut the windows out, and let's see if I can show you anything that needs doing. So don't cut the edges off of these because we will be needing them on. So this edge and this edge, same with this one. Just cut the windows out and around the top and the bottom. That's it. And cut the door out and the window out, like I say. This one we just need to glue down the sides on both sides. This one I'll come back to, I can't remember. This one we are going to wrap it and fold this part down onto here. Same with the little one. And this one was all done in one piece, so that's not a problem. And this one is also going to be folded down. This one, let me see what I have to do with this. It has to have this edge over, so this bit here that you can see, don't cut that in, just cut the top edge here. Like, I'll show you, actually I'll just do it. So I'm just going to cut that out like that. Should have cut that out before with scissors really, so I knew where it was, but I didn't. And it'd be something like that on this side and that. So it's slightly off again. That's me not measuring on my window very well. So I'm going to get these other pieces glued, which needs the other sides done. These three here, and get the windows and everything done, and then we'll come back and start putting a few bits and pieces together. What I also did with this one was, because it's quite close to the edges, is I scored it basically down each side, so it makes it easier to bend. I'll probably do that with, I'll show you with this. So you don't want to go all the way through, just using it with my pointy stick, go down each end, and it just makes it a little bit to bend over. Alrighty, first of all, sorry if the first 10 minutes was slightly off sync. My electric blipped in the middle and really messed up my recording, to be honest with you. But we are here. So this is where we start to deviate a little bit from where the book is. So we are going to put the window in. We're just going to put this one in, not the other one. The other one is the open part of the same window. So don't need to put as much as I'm putting in, anywhere near, actually. So you want the part like with the two pieces here on this side here, and then you want to clean that up because you put too much on. You probably didn't, but I certainly did. Let me get that in there. You will fit. There we go. And let me clean that up. I can't even get you in any further, any closer. I thought it'd be better from this angle, but now I'm not so sure. There we go. Anyway, so that's what that will look like, and then this one will go on like so. It's open, so when I've finished messing around where I want it flat, then we will be able to do that. So remember, we were to do the curtains earlier when I didn't, because I want to do them while they're on the window itself. So for the first one, and they're the same, you basically want to do something like that with it straight across, and the other one you're doing the same thing, but you're also tying the bottom with this little bit of green wire. So let me get this pin in the glue, and I will get some beacon, no, B7000 even, to do this. Well, I can get the lid off it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit on the side here to get us started, and then just put blob on there and fold it on over like so, and do that a few times until it pretty much is done. So let me keep blobbing that and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so it is something like so. Then we are going to take 3 centimeters of this wire. I haven't cut it. I'm going to try and get it in there, and we're going to wrap it around like a tie, basically, that you have on. Maybe your curtains, maybe not. Maybe you don't have curtains, maybe you just have blinds. I have curtains, they kind of blow all over the place when I got my windows open, which really I should start closing when I'm doing models, but it's been rather a pleasant few days, and I reckon we're on a bit of a heat wave, and where I am is quite high up, so I get quite a lot of wind as well, which does help with that old heat. So I'm just spiraling this around somewhat, making a real big zero of it. Okay, let me do that off camera, that would be easier. I'll have it under my eye. And then what we're going to do is put this curtain, so again we're going to fold it several times, and it's just going to be straight along here, so it covers up this unopened window. This one's going to have an open window, so let me get and do that. Okay, that's sitting under a little bit of weight, so now we're going to just deal with this. So we want the number 2 going above here on this door. So just this a tiny blob of this here, and then soon we'll be able to turn that wall over, and we can do a few things on the other side, including put that window in. Just make sure your number 2 is facing the right way, so that it becomes something like so. I'm not sure how much of that you could see really. And that's just going to sit there. That is going to have these, actually we'll do that, we'll put these sides on as well. Alright, so the sides with your paper, just trying to see how this is going to go. I don't think it's going to go like this. I want to say it is, but I don't think it is. I think this will sit inside like here. So it goes on the inside of here, and this piece of paper is going on that other piece which I've just put the curtain on. So I think this is where it's going to go, just here. So I did lose the pin eventually that comes with it, so now I'm going to end up with rust, which is probably why I'm starting to get some weird colours going on. And then I lost another one of the replacements, of course, you know, like you do, or I do. So something like so. And then I'll let that dry, and then we'll do the other side in a little bit. I think that's kind of how they want it. Okay, move that out of the way. Get you over there. And I'll put this on before it has time to really set. Okay, so I had to wait on it for a moment. So this is what you end up looking like. So you've got a drawn curtain like this one, and then you've got a pulled back one like that. And this is how it works, and this is where that piece I've just done is going to fit on. So what we're now going to do though, before we put that on, is we have a piece of wood going to go across here, almost all the way. That's this piece here. So you want to make sure that it's pointing kind of not quite to the end, so this is where the end is, so a little bit beforehand, and it kind of goes above the door, so like that. Like I said, I am doing this really out of order from the book, so if you're following the book you're going to be very confused right now. So basically on the top, which then should be over the archway, let's just check that. Yep, it's pretty even. And we found my ruler. I was looking for it earlier and I couldn't find it. Put it somewhere I needed it. Okay, found. It's just where it was when I was trying to take the wheel off the paper yesterday. And then in the middle of this is going to be this sign here. See if I can read Chinese or Japanese. I'm sure I'm insulting somebody along the way for not knowing. Don't mean to, so I apologise. Let's see. We want it this way up, so it goes like so, roughly in the middle of our doorway. And normally, if you were following the instructions, you'd be putting this on when it's upright and in the wall, so that you are aware. And then we are going to, is that good? Oh, no. And then we have a number to go over this window, so this is the number 3 that's going to be going there over here where this window is. So I guess 2, which is what we put on that doorway, is like a back flap maybe, so it goes, yeah, literally just above it, not quite to the edge of the doorway. And we are also going to put this round circle on here, this one here, and then we can put the window on, but I am inclined to wait on the window. I'll see how I feel in a minute. Put these on first. So number 3, making sure it's the right way, and almost to the edge, but not, probably about a square like that. And then our circular sign, which again, I don't really know what it says, but I think it's this way up, and it goes on here. And there's another sign I could do. Oh, do I want to do that window now? I think I'm going to do it after I put this doorway in, but I do have a sign that's going to hang from here, which I will also do. So both of those, oh, let's do these pictures. So we have a few to go on. We have 2 to go on down here and 2 to go on here. Looks like more than 2, but that's what I have been given. Just trying to see if there's anywhere else it says to do those other 2, because I see another 2 there. No. I'll have a look, see if there's anything on the board that kind of looks like it might be. So they want it like this. And the newspaper thing going, just making sure I'm getting the right ones in the right place. So we're going to get one here and one by the side of it. Let's just see if I'm getting the right ones on the right side, because we've got a couple here. Got this tiny one, that's definitely over here. We have this one, and we have this one, which is also over this side. So it's this one. So again, I'm going to apologise if I put it up the wrong way. And this one kind of goes here. You know what? I think it is. Let's take that off. I think this is 3 on here. Looking at it very closely, it looks like there's lines in between, and I think that counts for the 2 that I couldn't find. Plus this was a bit too big for where they wanted the other one to go, so I think these go underneath. And no guarantees I can get that one right way round, so let's see what we can do. If I can pick it up. Okay, so looks like that red line is outwards, like so. This has the face upwards, and it goes kind of this direction. And they've got it a little bit over the edge, but not too much. And then these 2, this one is down here, and it's got glue on the back already. Gonna pop that down, it's a bit more towards that edge. And this one, I don't think it has any glue left, and that's going to go just above it, I think. This one might need to go a little bit more this way, if I can move it. Something like so. It doesn't have to be an exact science. Tiny bit of glue there, and then a couple underneath the closed window. So let's see. And then we can turn this over and put that other piece in that we're making. Was it this one? No, it's this one. Right, let me see if I can find where that white dot goes. It's not going to help me because there's one on each side. I think it's that way up. It really is a bit of a guess. If my signs are upside down, then maybe someone wants to let me know. Not that I'm going to be able to do much about it after the event, really, because taking them off would be almost impossible. This one kind of didn't cut quite squarely, and I'm not sure why. And it's going to go kind of more towards lower parts, and then this one towards the top with the darker part, I think, at the top, something like that. Okay, and then we'll turn it over and we'll put these pieces in. Get this glue off me. So we are going to use a little bit of wood glue and the other glue. So we want the beacon down here, just a little bit, don't go crazy. And because we've already got one wall in, we Is that even right? It was right. It's the wrong one. Ooh, let me see if I can get that off without breaking it. Yeah. Okay, because you want the on the inside. Okay, I've started this one now. Okay, and maybe we'll just go with beacon. So it's something like so. So it sits on there, and the line goes down here on the edge. So you can see at the bottom, it's kind of like doing it like so. And the other one, which I'd already put on the piece of wood, is going to go the other side. Should have just waited, huh? That wood glue is almost dry. It is toasty. It's quite warm at the moment, which means it's warm in the house. So things are probably drying quite quickly. And then lastly, our little one here, which is going to go on the top like so. Okay. So a little bit on here, and also I think on here. I'll also just use beacon now. I've got it open. Would be on the wrong side, by the way, so don't do it that way. That's okay. I'm going to just use it on the other side, just on the inside there. I don't even think then that will be in the right spot. I'm just squeezing that in, which is pushing these down, which is kind of okay. And there you have that piece in, so it looks like this on the outside. Just going to make sure that they are all flat. It looks pretty good actually. It's just making sure that that's in where it should be. It looks like it. Okay. And then we put our little door on. So that was my fault, put it on the wrong way. So you have the number towards the window, that'd be correct. I have two numbers very close to them, I bet the postman gets confused. And this goes on the inside of it all. So I'm going to get wood glue and then turn it up the other way for it. Put my paper back in. Like this. Like this, put it up the right way, turn you around, and put that on to it like so. Okay, and there we have that. So now we've got that on, I'm happier to do this window, which is going to go in something like this, but I think I'm going to not use wood glue or beacon, which is getting everywhere right now. I am just going to use some super glue to hold that in, and then this side is ready for the next floor to go on top, which I anticipate doing today. So hopefully the video is not too long, but let me get the super glue and pop this on. That super glue I think is almost all gone. And use the one which was a freebie from our Snoopy build, which by the way I do have some good news. So if you haven't read my post, I'm hoping to put a post up today to let you know, but if you haven't read it, then I believe Snoopy number 7, who is missing the book, is arriving tomorrow, so we'll be able to do that quite soon. And then hold that in like so. So you have your open window. Alright, I am going to leave this to sit. I'm going to move it off with the paper a little. Okay, go over there. Right, let's get on to the next bit. Okay, so before I lose them, I'm going to pop these two stickers on. So this one is going up here and it's number 5. Just up here. Oh, I just found the wheel edge. Remember it was missing the wheel edge from yesterday. Well, I found out I'm not going to do that and make it painful for you, but I will try and get it done for tomorrow. And this one goes above this door. And maybe you can blobbed. Okay, that goes on here. And now we're going to go and get these doors, and this one's number 4. Okay, it's roughly in the middle, a bit more that way. Okay, so these are obviously like little apartments. So this one goes up here. Just a little bit of glue. Don't need to be crazy, say. A little bit of glue, and then you won't wear it. Or you may not. So this one goes in here. And we have a sticker to put on here as well, which I put under here, so I'll do that quick. And I can put those 2 on at the same time, I think. So we have a sticker here and one on each side of this door. We do have curtains to do as well. So let's see if I can get a tiny bit on here. See if I can get them the right way up as well, that would be good. Because they're 2 very long ones, so this on the door goes like, can't see it now, where is it? There it is. It looks like a little cupid to me with loads of hearts around him. What do you think? I know it's quite small. Almost looks like a cupid with hearts, doesn't it? And you want it put in kind of that away. What have they got about having things not on straight? I don't even know that my sister would like that, and she likes straight things. And then we got 2 of these. This one needs a bit better trim. And let's see if I can get them up the right way without insulting anyone. So let's see. I think it's this way on this side. Basically, out a little bit. So something like this. So I'm just going out 1 square because it's squared paper, and then this one goes, let's see, yeah, with the cross looking thing on the other side. And again, I'm going to try and use the squares as my guide. Wait, don't start sticking already. Right, something like, I was going to say, something like that. I might not put enough glue on. I don't feel like it's catching. We'll see. Right, then this window is next while we are here. And this, the bottom door, I'm not going to be putting on until we put these 2 sections together, because it is an open door and the bottom of it goes kind of on there, on the other part. So this is the top part of the other one we just did. Okay, and then this one as well. So this door is the one I'm talking about, so I won't be putting that on yet. But we will be doing our curtain next for up here. It doesn't really matter which way around it goes. Except you want it with the opposite way to what I did. You want it with the design on the outside, not on the inside. Okay. I wonder about myself sometimes. Right, let's turn that over and get this curtain in. So this curtain is going across here, and you want it gathering on the further side here with the pattern on the inside. So I'm going to go and get this quite a bit longer than the other one, so that's kind of nice. I have all of these loose ends, so I'm going to sort this out and gather it up here, and you only want it to go just less than half, so that's a lot of gathering. Alright, leave that one with me. Alright, so that is then looking something like so, and you've got your curtain done there, and it shows through at the top there. So next we are going to put in these pieces, which are quite chunky pieces. I think probably the easiest way is you want it kind of at the bottom of the white and onto the red, so obviously one is a bigger one than the other. That's the small one. Maybe I should put the small one in first, and it goes all the way to the edge, and then that allows us to know where this goes. So put the small one in, a little bit of wood glue, and you want it just onto the red, like so. I'm going to put the bigger one in. Just a few dots here and there. Doesn't matter which way around this one goes. Oh, I've got my clothesline in the way. So something like so. And then this one. Should put a little bit on the corner as well. Yeah, because you want your covered one that you put paper on to be on the outer edge. And then this one goes on here. Does not look the right size. Oh, of course, because it's going to go over the edge. I'm looking at this like, oh, it's not going to reach there. Of course it's not. You want it just to the edge. That's where the walls are going to go. I was all very confused. That's what I get for not doing it the order they say, huh? Right, and then that goes there. Then we are going to put in the eaves and the washing line. So I think I'm going to, before I do that, put the washing line on with some super glue. Oh, came out way too fast. So it has time to sit. I need to bend that a bit more. To the exact size they said, but it's a little bit too big. There's my handy dandies. I might be throwing these tweezers out. I don't think they meet at the ends anymore. I'm going to stick to that, you watch. Off you come. Right, let me get myself off of it. Okay, let me get that sorted. Okay, and what I'm going to do, give that a moment to dry, but then I'm going to put it under here, and then it has this little bit of fabric hanging from it and our vest that we made. And then I'm going to put all of this together. Yeah, put these, well, put this one actually on the building, and then put that one on the building, and then we can finish up a couple of pieces for today, and then we will give it, we will finish it off tomorrow. I think it'll be done tomorrow. Okay, so the last thing we are going to, you know it's not, hold on. Okay, I forgot to put the sides on. And they go on top of what's already there. So like so. And the same with the other side. And then we're going to fold that paper, which I did score, over it. And then we will have to attach both of these together, so I could do the same with the other one. I think the curtain's in the way. Oh. Alright, leave it with me for 2 seconds and I will get that done and on and attach these two parts so that we can finish this up and get it in the wall. Okay, it's not fully set, but this will help. So I think I'm actually going to put, for stability's sake, a little bit of my very speedy super glue here on these corners, just to make sure that this, and dab it across, just to make sure that this goes in and sets okay. And a little bit of a beacon along the edge here, so that it sticks. You're not going to see that. It sticks up here onto the wood below, and that will go in like so. It really will, and not drop like it just did. Like this. So interesting, this one doesn't go over the top, but this one does. How weird. Okay, if you say so. I should put some glue on the edges here, but I didn't. I don't think it's going to matter in the long run. Maybe it will. Let's see if I can pop a bit under there. Of course, now I want it all to come out. It's probably going to be all gentle like. Not too bad. So let me hold that for a second. Then we'll pop this floor on. I'm going to leave the ceiling until we get it on the back there. Looking good there. Looking pretty good. And we can just lay it down now and put this piece on. So we will need some beacon down the sides, like so. Whoops, not quite like so. All I got to do is remember which way round it goes, and again I'm going to use the super glue just because I want to make sure that it takes on here and on the bottom. I mean, wood glue would work too, but it's going to take time, and I know time is being pressed. Okay, so let's get that on like so. And get these edges down. Right, let me just have that facing me 1 second, guys. You can see what I mean about that door now. I wanted to wait until this went together before I put that door on. So it goes something like so. Just need some better glue in. So super glue and paper. It's not even. It's just not normal. Go on, beacon, go in there. Choose the right glue. Okay. Look, a great big line. Where's this gone? Up here. Squidge it. I'm sticking to it. Got some of my DNA on there now. kind of okay for where it's going to go. However, this edge is going to show, so it didn't spread as well as it should for beacon. Maybe it's because I'm not using my spreader like I should. There we go. Alright, and that is how we look. So let me get this on the main, and because we've already done the wiring, it should just pop on like so. So let's get, now we'll use some wood glue and get all these other glues out the way. Put some wood glue on and we will call it a day for today. Okay, so we want some on the edge here. Like I said yesterday, this wood glue actually needs refilling, but we'll have enough to probably finish this project in reality. So I'm just putting some wood glue all on the bottom. I'm missing, as you can see. There we go. Didn't see a thing. Won't need anything on, actually we need it on this edge. Don't need it everywhere. That well there. And the same with this. There goes the wind in the paper. And then we will get, I mean, I don't know that we will finish it tomorrow. I have a feeling we probably will. But we do still have quite a lot of decor and things like that to do. And there we have it. All our wiring's nicely hidden. And there we go, guys. Actually, I'll put this roof on, which just goes along like so. Interesting, doesn't quite go to the edge. Alright, before my computer decided it didn't want to record anymore. And that's what we ended up looking like. So I got the roof on and done this. We still have that door to put in, several plants, several bits to do with flooring on this one, or the ground on this one and the other one. Plus we have the back wall to do and put it in the case. So tomorrow possibly, maybe we will go into a day 13. But hopefully tomorrow it will be all finished. Alrighty, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this build today. Do please comment, that would be great, and I will respond. Or send me an email, whichever you'd like. And do please like and subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow. Take care all. Bye.